Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is game time. We are getting right into this, and we're going to talk about the cities and the amount of cities you have and the resources you get from those cities. So let's get right into it. There, it really varies on where you're at in the map. So, okay, so as you see, my resources are growing pretty good. I'm not spending them as fast right now because I'm trying to focus on research so I can show you guys new type of troops and things that you can get and if they're worth it or not. But let's get into it. I am right here. I am Ukraine. I still have my capital. My military size is 139. Now, the military size is very important, so please remember that 139 military size. And the Providence, 1,280. Providence is just your regular pieces of land. So I own a lot. These are Providence right here. Okay, so and then you have your cities. This is a city. This is where this guy is sitting. That's a city. And that's a Providence. Okay. And as you look, each Providence at the bottom here in the middle, it says it gives you 15 manpower, 101 gas, and 72 cash. Okay. Now, they don't always give you that other one, but they always give you the manpower and the cash. So this one's 15 and 44 cash. 15 manpower and 68 cash. You can see I just clicked on the one right next to it. This one's bigger, gave me less cash. This one's smaller, gave me more cash. What about this one? So this one's 68, this one's 66, 65, 64. They're all different. 66. So you just never know what you're going to get. So with that being said, the way to focus on types of resources you want. I do know that if you're over here in the Saudi Arabia, right here in this area, this is Saudi Arabia right here. Now, you see all those gas, Providence, and cities. So you got this city right here. No, that one's not it. But this one is gas. Not that city. That city right there is gas. There's a lot of gas. You see all the red gas right here, okay? You see them speckled all over the place, okay? Saudi Arabia and this whole area right here, and there's some more down here, is really big on gas, okay? Now, gas you need for troops. That's really, really important, so remember that. Now, right here, now I'm over here in the Thailand area. So when I zoom in, these are my coalition members right now. Now, I only see 3 pieces of gas. Now, come back over to Saudi Arabia. In this one little area, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces of gas in that same amount of area. So, where you go, let's go look at India. So, right here in India, I got 3 right off the bat, and I see all these cities. Let's scroll up here to where Pakistan is. There's 1, and there's another one. There's 2. There's 3 in our Providence right there. So just keep that in mind. Where you're at and where you're located on the map, it depends on the type of resources that is high, which is rich. Like Saudi Arabia is very rich in gas, okay? So that is a very good thing if you're looking to make a huge army. Army takes a lot of gas. And let's see, right now I am holding, right here I'm on the top, 2,221 VP points. As you can see, I can more than double second place. I am running this map. I have 147 cities. That's a lot of cities. And we still have about 1,200 left to go in VP, and then the match is done. So I got plenty of room to just keep taking stuff. So 147 cities. What does 147 cities get you? Well, let me show you. Based on where I was, I started in Ukraine. I ended up taking this whole top part with Sweden, Norway, Finland, Germany, France, and Poland. And then I did a little bit over here in Syria because I was so low on gas. I went on a gas run. I went over to Ukraine, Iraq, and Syria, and then over to Egypt. And then I started going into the South Africa area. And it ended up working out for me because it ended up building up gas. So if you look at my supplies, based on what I got, I actually make a daily production of 14,900, but with the negatives from the buildings, actually it's not even buildings. As you see, it's only the units that are taken from me. Buildings say 0, the units say 6,200. Crazy. So in all actuality, the only thing I'm getting is about 8,000 in-game days. So this is a ×4 map. In-game is about 6 hours. So honestly, that's really cool. That's really good. For that, for supplies, 8,600, that's high. That's nice. But 100 and what was it? 140, no, 139. No, that's not right. 147, sorry. 147 cities, 147s, and I'm making just on supplies 8,600. That's great. Supplies are one of your biggest resources for building troops. Now we're going to go to components. Components are good for like building tanks and jets and boats. And right now I'm making 8,472, which is also really, really good. It's really high. That's fantastic. And as you can see, it's still the only thing that are draining it a little bit is units. And it's a minus 1,650, or it would have been 10,000 a day. But with that negative, I'm only making 8,400, which is fantastic still. Now gas, gas got a little tricky, guys, when I got down to it, and we'll go through the gas a little bit after the walkthrough here with the resources. But gas, when you build your troops, it will go down because it costs fuel to keep them going. So my daily production is 12,000. But I'm only coming out with 5 because my units, my troops, are sucking almost 7,000. You know, if you round up, almost 7,000, 6,900 is what they sucking. They taking it from me. I had this down to negative, I think it got down to like negative 30. So they were actually taking some back. That is a huge problem. So how do we solve that when that happens? And we'll talk about that in a bit. But the right now the field is fantastic. 5,000. Oh yeah, I can definitely build a lot more troops. Okay, so our electronics, they're doing good. Units again are the ones that are sucking it. 8,200 is what my normal daily production is. But I actually put in my pocket 7,100. Not bad at all. That's a really good transition here. I'm definitely growing. As you can see, I'm holding 44K. I can't spend it fast enough. That's nice. Okay, so as your rare materials, as you see, nothing's draining from it. Nothing needs the raw materials as of what I'm holding to keep them keep them happy. So like my tanks and all my troops, they require gas on a daily price. They need to be given that on a daily just to keep them happy. This one, I don't have anything that's produced that require them to need this on a daily. So that's why I don't have any negatives here. So we go over to manpower. Now, right here, you also see that buildings are 0. Units are negative 6,150. My daily production is 20,000, 20,647. And then my daily change is what I actually get every 6 hours, because it's a time for a map, is 14,497, which is fantastic. Again, cannot spend it fast enough. So here's this. This is your daily cash. I can make a lot more, except I'm actually sabotaging a lot of people right now. So I did give myself these negatives myself. But anyways, we'll get into that in a later video. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, so you can keep updated on the small details of the game, which make a big difference. Okay, so it tells you what your current stock is, and then what your daily production, 134,000. That's a lot. Never going to spend that in a million years, unless I start sabotaging everybody, which would be fun. Negative 7,000 on buildings, 13,000 on units, daily consumption, 46,000, and it all comes out that I end up with 88,000 at the end of the day, which is still fantastic. And so when you look at 147 cities, that's the type of resources, income that you should expect. Now, like I said, it depends on where you're at. If you start in the United States, certain resources will be higher and certain ones will be lower. If you start in South America, again, it's the same idea. So if you start over here, if you started on Saudi Arabia, my gas could very well be a lot higher and all my resources could be lower. So it fluctuates wherever you're located on the map. I started in Ukraine. I struggled a lot with gas at the very beginning. Now, here is a good tip on how to get out of gas troubles. Now, gas troubles is big. Now, if you look at my army size, my military size is 139. That takes a lot of gas. I can usually get up to about 200, 250 troops, and that's usually towards the very end of the game, end of the match. It takes a long time to get up there, especially if you're only producing out of like 6 to 8 cities. Yeah, it can take some time. Especially if each city, each troop that you're building takes a day. So yeah, it takes some time to get up to that type of number. You get up to that number, you're looking really good. But here's a little help. If you're struggling with the resource, and it doesn't matter, if you go in the negatives, your morale is going to drop so fast. Your buildings are going to catch on fire. They're going to go unhappy. Rogue state's going to come in and take over. So if you have anything that goes in the negative or gets really, really close, it is okay to freak out a little bit. But you got to think about your options. So your options are, you see this right here is a perfect example. I'm going to click on this. This is my gas. And right here, you will see that I actually have a local industry built on it. Now, it's only a level 1, but the local industry actually gives me a 100% resource production. So technically, when I started this, I was only getting like 90, and as it gets happier, morale goes up, the resources go up. But when you build that local industry on it, that takes it up 100%. So it pretty much just doubles the darn thing. Let's see, we'll find another one down here. Okay, so here's this one. This one has nothing on it. See, there's nothing on it. 94 on gas. So what you're going to do, you're going to hit build. And you're going to just go to local industry. Okay. Now, level 1 gives you plus 100%. So 94 plus, I mean, you pretty much just double that. And that's what you'll get. And then as it gets happier, because right now, if you see in the bottom left, the morale right here with the little happy smiley face right there, it's only a 44%. Now, if we go back up here, this one right here, this one is an 80%. So the morale will also help benefit. So if that 94 was doubled, that's like 188. Then, so that still doesn't equal up to this. This is 280. But see, when the morale goes up and they're happy, you actually make more based off of that. So as your land heals, you can take it, but every day as it grows, that's going to get happier and happier and happier. As long as there's no war or killing within the area, it will get happier, and then you'll get more resources and more resources. But you take those. So yeah, if you're getting close to a negative and you're struggling, you just click on this. You'll hit build. You go to local industry. It'll give you a quick, fast, within like 2 hours that will be built. It'll automatically jump you about 100 gas. Oh, and one thing about buildings, your cities. So now see, you do it like this, 10% of 246. That's definitely going to be a lot more, right? Let's see, we're going to go click on this. This one, you're going to put the arms industry. Level 1, you get to 10% resources started on that. So so when you're struggling, if you have the extra resources, I will just float around, see what does not, oh, see like that one, I'm going to put a local industry on it. Whatever resource you're struggling on, here's a city, and I'm going to put a arms industry because that gives you a 10% boost on that resource. Okay, and don't get me wrong, you can take it, and instead of just doing a level 1, a level 2 gives you an extra 10% on top of that. So it equals up to a 20%. But you also got to take in consideration that it costs extra to do the next level. And the more levels you go up, the more expensive they are. And if you're still young in the game, it's really hard to come up with those type of resources. So I usually start with the level 1, at the beginning. If I have it and I can afford it, I do the next level or sometimes multiple levels. But that's all up to your discretion. So that's just with gas, and this works with anything. So let's say my components were in the red and they're getting close to just going negatives, and I'm hurting. So you just again click on something that has the components. See the little blue component gear thing there? You just hit build, and again you just hit the arms industry, and therefore I will get a 10% boost based off that 231. That's right there in the bottom middle, guys. 231. I will get a 10% boost just on that 231. And when you do it to enough, it adds up. And all of a sudden, you turn around and you are flowing. You are flowing in a very good income. You're popping troops out like nobody's business. So just keep that in consideration. So yeah, when you are holding 147 cities, your resources start getting high. They start getting up there. Now it can vary based on the location of the map and based on the providence you have. So yeah, keep it moving. If you're at a standstill and you're not taking stuff over, you're not growing, you're going to lose. You have to constantly move. You have to constantly take things. You have to strategize your butt off. That's how you win the game. That's how you grow. And yeah, I'll see you in the next map. You guys keep it real and hit that subscribe and follow me for my next video. And I'll see you then.